Today, we have with us a great set of panelists who have excelled in their domains and are present here to provide all with plenty of insights about the campus placements. First, we have Shruti Joshi, who is placed in JPMC. Shruti, would you please give us a brief intro about you?
Hey guys, I'm Shruti. I okay, so I got placed in JPMC in the research profile, and I'm currently working with the Global Research Center. And my major focus is on commodities market, where I deal with oil and other precious metals. Over to you.
Okay. Next, we have Suyesh Sharma, who is placed in Artwood Capital. Suyesh, I request you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone. My name is Suyash Sharma, and I graduated KGP this year itself. I had a BTech in civil engineering and a master's in financial engineering. So right now I'm working as an investment banking analyst at Output Capital, and yeah, I'm from Jaipur, by the way.
That's great. Next, we have Sahil Agarwal, who is placed at Morgan Stanley. Sahil, would you please give us all a short introduction of yours?
Yeah, sure. So, hi guys, I'm Sahil Agarwal. I graduated from economics this year, and currently I'm placed in Morgan Stanley as a sales and trader. So, there are a couple of profiles for which they hire. I am in the sales profile, okay, and I'm from Calcutta.
Thank you all for such a pleasant introduction.
So let's get started with our session. Coming to the foremost important thing, everyone has a common doubt about prioritizing among the diverse pool of companies, with each company coming with their own set of incentives and deterrents. So, Suyash, let's start with you.
Yeah, sure. So I think it basically stems from the kind of work that you would like to do and the kind of profile that would suit you basically. So based on that, if you come up with a criteria, and then you can maybe look at the different profiles that come to the campus. So you have all different profiles like investment banking, maybe markets, you guys, yeah, all of that. So I think based upon that, you can prioritize your company. Maybe you can consider other parameters as well, the kind of compensations that these guys give out, the kind of working hours that you will be entitled to, right? Yeah, I think we should open it for Shruti and Sahil as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sahil, how about you?
Okay. Yeah. So look, the thing is, honestly speaking, so finance works a lot differently than you have software and data. So you're thinking about prioritizing your companies, I would not be like, like swimmer types का नहीं है कि आपके लिए 100 companies आई हैं per person, ठीक है ना? So it's not, it shouldn't be like that much amount of prioritizing on your side. Yeah, exam wise you can focus कि अच्छा these set of companies have this kind of examination or this kind of testing process. Other than that, pretty much you have profiles like what equity research, global markets, sales, trading, investment banking analyst, जैसे सुरेश वाला है. उसके अलावा you have other profiles maybe like related to say general analyst profiles or associate profiles. They will not name it specifically, but just generally
Yeah.
they'll call it analyst. Okay, and that could be related to your markets. It could be related to your private equity, venture capital, reconstruction, debt. कुछ भी बोल लो उसमें से. ठीक है, तो there's not much ample amount of prioritization that you can do on your front. So I would rather recommend that you try for the ones you can. Of course, it's not important that much कि मतलब finance company के अंदर finance role is what you're looking for, right? So it's not like HSBC came in. It's also HSBC came in for what role? It's not like, for example, JPMC came in. It's like JPMC came in for which role? So JPMC, like for example, Shruti will tell you comes for 3 roles, if I'm not wrong. Two of
Yeah.
them are finance related. The other one is not so-called finance related. It's more quantitative and software and other stuff. So when prioritizing, we like have a minimum threshold regard. If you are faithful about your own caliber, I mean honestly, if you're someone who thinks कि यार just suddenly मैं सो के उठा and I want to go into finance because I want to go into something, then you should not have a real threshold कि मेरे को इतना तो कम से कम CTC या base देखना है. Honestly, you are not in the position to look at that. But if you are someone who has really prepared and who has a really strong CV. And when I say a strong CV, there are ample of things we can discuss later. But
Yeah.
if you think you have a strong CV by comparing with your peers and historically the kind of trends which a company has shown in hiring, then you can have those cutoffs कि अच्छा मेरे को 14 से नीचे adjust नहीं होना. So for example, I felt that I had a strong CV, and that is why I left my PPO. And कि नहीं 14 से नीचे settle नहीं होना है. Okay, so 14 I mean to say 14 NPA for example. You could have your own threshold depending on your barometers. So like you would have say a 10 or a 12 based on your region you will be working on. So that is one cutoff you have regarding the CTC or the base you want to work with. The other is regarding the profile. So I will not say be very specific on the profile because there is not a great amount of certainty regarding which profiles often come in. Okay, to have a wide basket open for you. Okay, I'm okay with sales, I'm okay with trading, I'm okay with equity research, I'm okay with global markets. So it's not like just because you have already studied the stock market, you will get the work in stock market. Not at all necessary. Okay, it could be a totally private business. It could be something like commodities as Shruti is working on. It could be something like I am working on fixed income totally. So don't be very, very biased regarding a very specific profile because it keeps changing on. Be sure about the kind of companies you want to go in and the kind of CTC you're looking for. You know, like at least a minimum cutoff you have in your mind. Those things are pretty much good enough.
That's nice. Shruti, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I mean, they have probably covered all the points. I'll just summarize it. So there are 3 to 4 points which you should consider. First of all, don't be very selective. Instead of prioritizing, I mean, a company, I would say prioritize a profile. So as we are talking about different profiles like analytics, software, finance. So I would suggest you to prioritize one profile rather than a company. You can't be very selective and, put all your focus on one particular company. That comes at a very, very later stage, maybe after 25th November, 20th November, when you have the shortlist in your hand. And the next point is when you're prioritizing, obviously, some features that you look at: compensation, what kind of work you'll be doing, what does your current CV look like, and how much does it, is in resonance with the profile that you're selecting. So yeah, these are some normal decisions that you have to make in regards with what kind of companies are you prioritizing.
Yeah, that was great. Now moving on to the next question.
You all are in different companies. So would you please share your experiences about the general selection procedure and how you went about it? Sahil, would you please give us a start on this?
Sure. Yeah. So look, I can tell you regarding the 3 for which I was shortlisted, and then maybe a couple more in which my friends got in through. Leaving aside the ones for Shruti and Shreyash, obviously. So for Morgan Stanley so I'll tell you the companies for which I got shortlisted. One of them was Morgan Stanley. The other one was IARC. It's International Asset Reconstruction Company. Okay, it's a great lucrative career, honestly. The third one was BlackRock. So these are the 3 ones for which I got shortlisted on day 1. I think they were all day 1. Yeah. Now regarding these, I can tell you the process was BlackRock has a straightaway CV shortlisting. Okay, so like year on year, they have maintained this kind of consistency. They do not come in with any examinations. So if your CV is good enough, they believe they can directly call you to the interview room, and then they'll probably grill you or ask you questions related to that. Regarding Morgan Stanley, IARC, and a plethora of other companies which come for finance, you will typically have a CV shortlisting process followed usually by, I would say, a test. Now, generally, from what I can remember, during the online scenario, like the last year in which we got placed, it was pretty much AMCAT. Okay, so like it was I wouldn't even call it a 50% CAT. Okay, so it's a very much watered down version of CAT. Okay, so the only constraint that you have on top of the one you have in CAT is like you cannot go back and forth in the question paper. So it'll be like question 1, then question 2, then question 3. You cannot go to question 2 again. And then you have a very strict time limit. So that tells you the kind of strictness they want you to maintain while you're attempting questions, because the questions are that easy. So since I'm mentioning the selection process, I'll also right away mention away like the way you usually prepare for AMCAT. It's something you can just spend a day upon, honestly. Okay, it's not a very rocket science kind of stuff. It doesn't require you to be very specific in a particular finance domain. Most of the companies in their AMCAT would typically ask, like, is a test bank. AMCAT is a third-party provider of test question banks. Okay, so they would randomly pick up questions from there, and you could just surf around in YouTube or in Google, probably like maybe like 4 or 5 hours or something, and you'll be through with the kind of questions they ask. I mean, the consistency is so large that oftentimes you see the questions just getting blindly repeated. Okay, it's a exam that just checks whether you are truly true with your common sense. Okay, like basic maths, basic aptitude, DILR, stuff like that. That's a common test. Of course, in specific companies, you will have a topping on top of that. For example, in Morgan Stanley, you would have another paper on accountancy, basic accountancy like asset, liability, equity, okay, revenue, cost, profit, basic accountancy, nothing very high-fi. And apart from that, depending on the nature which the role demands, it would have typically say a verbal, like you have to speak something or you will have to write something on spot. So these things are very very company specific. But other than that, the common sections would be a quant paper. You would have it, and this quant is not at all the quant which you can get tested in competitive coding or software or anything. Okay, it's nowhere that tough. It's very very easy quant. For general finance profiles, you have the AMCAT test. Once you're through with the AMCAT test, based on maybe some kind of a weighting between your AMCAT score and your CV, they would finalize you, okay, for the interview. And then you go into the interview rounds. Interviews typically are structured in three palettes. So you would have an HR round, you would have a technical round, and you would have the final typical round where there's like the entire board sit in. You would have a GD, or you may not have a GD. So either of the thing, but generally you will have at least two of these three things. You will have a GD or a discussion like that, or you would have typical technical rounds, one or maybe more than that generally, and then you would have an HR. Many companies prefer to have, for example, a parallel combination. So, for example, IARC for that matter, it had a combination. So, like four people, these four people would pretty much vet everyone, and everyone would be vetted by these four people. And they themselves will ask you HR related questions, technical questions, and all of it. So it's not like this one is an HR person, this one is a technical person. So that doesn't matter so much, honestly speaking, as long as you're prepared with both the things. It doesn't matter whether a single person is taking or whether different people are taking different set of rounds. But you would have a technical round or a series of technical rounds. You would have an HR round. You would typically have a GD or something. And that's pretty much the process for most companies, honestly. Suresh, over to you guys.
So yeah, as Sahil said, there are 4 or 5 filters that every company puts to scrutinize the students. First one is CV shortlisting. I mean, all of us know what it is, and I don't need to elaborate on it. Then comes a test. So test in general is quant, LRDI, and general common knowledge of all these topics. And on top of it, some companies add a tinge of their profiles flavor. Like Upwood had some finance related questions. Morgan Stanley had that. For JPMC, we had to write an essay on a financial topic. So there are some, additional layers to the test based on the profile that you're sitting for. Then comes either a GD or preliminary interviews, then some technical interviews, and then HR rounds. So yeah, this is in general the process for all the companies. I think how you should prepare is for the from the month of August to probably October, you should completely concentrate on the tests that you're giving, and more or less all the profiles will have similar kind of testing criteria. So you don't need to jump here and there a lot or think that what profile should I sit for. Once your tests are done, you yourself can analyze that where you have a probability of getting shortlisted more, and then you can try to contact the seniors in that profile or try to search more about that profile, that particular company, and explore those options, what kind of interviews they have, what is the further procedure for it, etc. So I think that's the right way to go about it.
Yeah,
Suresh.
yeah, right. So again, these guys have covered pretty much all of it. So I'll just let you know what are the things that you can focus on. See, for example, if a company comes in and puts in a CG criteria, you can't do anything about it, right? And the CV that you have made is also like it's done. You can't do anything about it. But on the test, so just breaking it down to major parts. So a major part of your tests, particularly pertaining to your finance profiles, is going to be aptitude, because aptitude is something almost everyone who's coming for finance hires, they're going to look at. That would comprise of your puzzles, maybe numericals, etc., etc. Yeah, what these guys talked about. And you shouldn't be surprised if they put in a little bit of mathematics to it, particularly probability, statistics, calculus, because finance more or less, rotates around it. Again, it's important that you should have financial knowledge, like basic finance, basic market terms, maybe derivatives, etc., etc. You should be updated on business news and what is all happening around in the industry itself, because they can come in and put in a question based on that, because they expect you to be updated on this because you have an interest in this, right? And you also shouldn't be surprised if a company comes in and puts in coding round, particularly algorithms, right? So for the profiles which are a mixture, basically quant profiles, which are a mixture of finance and other quant skills, yeah, they can come in and put in an algorithms around. Okay, so this is pertaining to your tests. Now coming to interviews. Now for interviews, what is the best thing that you can do is talk to the people who are already in the profiles that you're aiming for, because it is quite possible that a company comes in that they have been doing something for past couple of years, and this year they're trying to do something else. They've changed their test pattern, or they've changed their interview pattern, or whatnot. So I think it's important that you need to be updated to the alums that are already there, and you need to be updated with your place comps based on what are the new things that the companies are putting in. So typically, your interview rounds you can think of as a 3-4 round, maybe 2 rounds for a company like BlackRock, etc. So, see, for markets, both of I think Sahil and Shruti have covered it pretty well. So, coming to investment banking, so I think this was the only company apart from Nomura in July that came in for investment banking, and they basically follow a three-step hierarchy. So, the first round was with an analyst. So, basically, he checked the aptitude, how good the person is with numbers, how his communication skills, and all. The second was with the associates. So basically, what they focus at is your CV, the past work that you have done, how nicely you structured it, how nicely you solved the problem, what did you deliver, and again, what is the knowledge that you have put in your CV, and basically they check that whether you've done nicely or not. And another part of it is basically fluid thinking. So the third round was with one of the managing directors. So he basically came in and threw an abstract case at me. So that basically pertains to your ability to handle abstract problems and then structure it. Again, I'll suggest you, if I think it's important that you also you should also focus on your ability to structure problems or structure your answers. Whether you're giving out answer to an HR, whether you're giving out, whether you're solving a guesstimate, whether you're solving any problem in an interview, it's very important that that you have a structured thinking, or you're able to break down the problems into smaller problems and solve it. So I think you guys, all of you who are aiming for finance profiles, etc., that would be a very important point for you to work on in the coming 3 months. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, that's great. Moving ahead with the next question, we have
Last moment strategies are very crucial and students feel very anxious during this period. What are your suggestions for some last minute preparation to ace the interview?
Okay, so last moment preparation.
Sorry.
This is very important. So probably at in those times you'll have a set of shortlist with you that on day one you're shortlisted in, let's say, so and so company. On day two you're shortlisted in so and so company. So make a plan according to it. In those companies, now you have to prioritize that what do you want to put more focus on, and what are you really willing to put a lot of effort in. Then most important thing, go to your seniors who have been hired last year or last to last year, talk to them, ask them to take your mock interviews. I would say this is a very, very important thing, and that had helped me a lot. Mock interviews with the seniors, because a lot of questions that I was asked in my interview were very similar to what I had faced having a mock interview with my seniors. So I would really suggest all of you to give some mock interviews. It also calms your nerves down. So if you're going to give your first interview directly on day one, your nerves will be very, you'll be very underconfident, etc. So I think it really helps. And talking about how to revise all the concepts. So I would say that it's not possible to revise all the concepts you have learned in 4 years or 3 years time in your KGP stay at once. If you'll think that all the courseworks that you have written in your CV, you can revise them in 2 days, 3 days, it's not possible. And you'll overwhelm yourself with a lot of information. Don't do that. Again, when you'll talk to seniors, you'll realize that what particular topics are very important for this particular company, and try to focus on that, strategize better, and be selective instead of trying to do everything at once. uh, just one more thing I would like to add over here. Even if you don't know anything in interview, it's okay. I mean, it's okay to say to the interviewer that I'm sorry, I'm not aware about this, or I don't know about this. It won't, be a very negative remark on your profile or your interview. If, I mean, you're very true to it and you're being curious that, yeah, I would definitely like to learn about it, or you are trying to tell them that, yeah, if the time comes, I'll definitely search on it or explore on it. So, yeah, that's from my end. So, yes.
Yeah, so okay, last moment preparation. So what I would suggest is focus on what you already know, right? So the kind of CV that you're presenting in an interview, you should be thorough with it because that is what you're claiming, the kind of work that you've done. That is what you're claiming that you know. So that knowledge or that the things that you have mentioned needs to be absolutely clear to you, right? And for those things, it's important that you go for mock interviews, right? So that you get an idea of how you'll answer. I think what also helped me was with the mock interviews, I had a repository of the kind of questions that could be thrown at me based on the profiles that I'll be going for. And based on those kinds of questions, I was able to think, how am I going to answer this? How would I present myself in this framework, etc., etc. So I think that is very important. Now, revising all the concepts, yeah, I think, see, all of you must have studied this in the past couple of months, right? So just have a little bit of confidence on yourself about this. And it's absolutely, see, pretending to know something that you don't know in an interview is a very dangerous thing and it doesn't make any sense, right? So if you don't know something, it's important that you say that, yeah, you have no idea about this. But what you've claimed that you know in your CV or through the conversation itself, you need to be an expert on this. That is what I can say. Over to you, Sahil.
So honestly, like the one thing I got to learn at least from the two of them is like at least they had some sort of repository of questions. I mean, honestly, I was not having any such thing. Okay, so honestly, if you have such a repository or if you're able to get hold of something like that, it's a great. I mean, it's a great thing to have with you by your side. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, if you think about it from backwards, like when you will be sitting over there, the person over there is not someone who is there to screen what you have done through the entire 4 or 5 years, or like, he will not be able to vet you in a 15 or half an hour bandwidth as to how much you know. So it's practically foolish to revise everything you know. Okay. So what you can start from is, as they mentioned, CV. So when you're looking at your CV, you divide your CV into different blocks. If they are specifically, if you're having some internships or some projects, these are going to be the first areas of target. Then will come probably if he's curious too much about you or likes you too much, in competitions or your certifications or your extracurriculars or something. The two most areas, important areas for focus would be your internships and your research projects. Now, one by one, pick it up and legit, like totally muster them in your full breadth. Like, okay, if he ends up asking me, go and explain me about this particular project which you did, you need to trust yourself that you know more about it than he does. And that's actually the fact in almost all the cases. You may be thinking that he's an expert in this area, he's coming from this company or something, but honestly, no one has a first clue of what kind of project you did. Partly because the way we write it, and partly because that person has not read it even probably before coming. He's just reading it in front of you. So he'll probably ask you, and he'll rely on your confidence to explain that thing about whether or not you know it. So when you are preparing every single project, most people I have seen, they have a innate ability or belief in themselves that मैंने किया है, मेरे को तो पता ही होगा. तो अगर आपने किया है, that is a great thing first of all. And secondly, that's not at all true. Generally, most people, they have done tons of work. They write in their CV, they are not able to explain it. And I'll tell you, this is very different from the way Softy or Data or other profiles work. It's not like if you're not able to explain, he will just somehow understand from your jittering or your gibbering or your fumbling. Because this job requires you to communicate with clients, with regulators, with back office, with front office, with people all around you, with colleagues from different parts of the world. So even if you've done a great job and you're not able to communicate it, that's a big, big bottleneck for them. So they will not go screening for you. Okay, you mean to say this? They will never do something like that. So you will have to be really mugged up on your particular projects, on your particular internships that you've done. If your day is good, they'll probably ask you to choose one. If your day is bad, they themselves choose one, and probably the one you might not have done even. Okay, so it happens almost tons of time. I've seen this happening. So people say that they have done something, they probably have done that. They write it on their CV, and when it is asked upon, even if they have done that, they come back and say, "यार, बोल नहीं पाया, मतलब पता नहीं यहाँ अटक गए." That happens because you were overconfident initially कि मेरे को तो आता है कि मैंने तो किया है. तो किया होने में और बता पाने में डिफरेंस होता है ना, मतलब ठीक है. So honestly, I was very strict about this regarding my placements. At least I wasn't very strict in my internships. That's why I suffered a bit. But in my placements, I was very strict about this. So every single line which is there in my CV, I know the in and out of it. And frankly, I'll make sure. For example, I'll give you an example. So for example, I've done an internship in ANZ, for example, a banking group. I did some econometrics over there. So you are not expected to give like a one-liner and just go away. You are expected to tell him, okay, sir, the aim of the project was this and this. The process which I carried out, or the model which I used to achieve that aim was this and this, and the achievement of that model was so and so. Maybe a performance metric, maybe you improved this metric by that much. So you need to have those three things about every project, every internship, totally down into your heart. कि यार ये काम करना था, ऐसे किया और उससे ये फायदा हुआ या ये नुकसान हुआ. What was the barometer? What was the metric in which you measured it? Because if you're able to communicate to him these three things, first of all, you are among the few 10% of the people who have done that. And if you are able to do that, honestly, he will take your word for it. In most of the situations, he will not try to find mistakes in what you have explained to him. Most probably what will happen is he'll ask you to follow up. So what I'm trying to answer in this particular slide is that prepare your CV very well. That is your last moment preparation. And regarding almost for everyone, for all the rounds of interview, for all the companies, and I said this like three levels, for almost everyone, for all the companies, and for almost all the rounds in each company, you will be asked introduce yourself. Trust me or not, like I mean, like this pretty much decides a great way how much your direction is in the right sense for the company. Because if you are able to explain yourself in 1.5 minutes or something, that I mean, it's not like he's asking your name. Na? He's asking like, ये degree किया आपने, you did maybe this micro specialization or this particular minor or something. You have this certification or something. You have a passion in this thing. You did some internship over here. Briefly, okay, I did an internship maybe in Australia New Zealand banking group in the area of econometrics or time series. That's it. And then you move on to the next internship maybe, and then you say what your future plans are in a 1 minute gap. Trust me, that gives the panelist over there or the interviewer over there confidence कि हाँ ये बंदा बैठा है, तो I need to be very serious when I'm interviewing him. He will not be like कि चलो एक और बंदा आ गया. He will not be in that attitude. And these things will happen only if you've prepared it. It will not happen impromptu on spot. No matter which club you were from or no matter how many times you've spoken on stage, the stakes are so high on that day. If you haven't prepared it well enough in advance, so like in my case, trust me, I had prepared all of it. Like HR में, what could be the questions they could ask? Like 6, 7, 8 questions. Like strength क्या है तुम्हारा, weakness क्या है तुम्हारा, why do you want to come into this company, why should we hire you, why should we not hire them, tell me an example of when you showed leadership. So all these typical standard questions. HR is a googly round, honestly speaking. Like there's nothing new about it or nothing French about it. You can prepare it totally in advance if you want to. So HR is a totally gameable round. You know what the questions will be. They will ask you, like just like I said, strength, weakness, leadership example, though, give you a project work example, teamwork example, why this company, why we should hire you. Standard questions, and that's it. Okay. And I had prepared all of these questions, all of them. And again, in the introduction yourself, like wala part ki like introduce yourself. Again, that was so solidly prepared. Like मैंने वही introduction 4+4 8 बार बोला उस दिन में, like 8 times I spoke the same introduction. Like verbatim, like ad verbatim, I spoke the same introduction 8 times in that day because I didn't went for BlackRock, 4 rounds for IARC, 4 rounds for Morgan Stanley. All of them asked me introduce yourself or your CV. The same answer for all 8 people, ad verbatim. And it made a huge difference because I know that when I was doing mock interviews with other people, it really makes a huge difference. So that is your last moment preparation. Be very good with your intro and be very specific and in-depth aware about the specific internships and projects you have mentioned.
Yeah, just to add
That was
add to
great.
what
Thank you.
yeah just a second. So just to add to what Sahil
Yeah.
said, so see, all of us are really emphasizing on your CV prep, right? But the HR prep is as important as your CV prep because you can get to the last round, you can go through 3 rounds, but at the last moment something might happen or HR round may end. So It's very important, right? And again, the point of structuring that I was trying to bring out in previously when I was talking. So basically, these answers that you give out regarding your CV or regarding your HR, these also, if you are able to structure it well, then that makes a huge difference. See, what happens is when I'm speaking, I'm trying to give out some information, but the other person is able to absorb how much of it. That's basically dependent upon you structuring your answer, right? So there is a huge difference, zameen asman ka difference between a person who's able like structuring it and the person who's not structuring it, right? You won't be able to communicate what you're saying if you're not doing that. So I think you need to pay a lot of attention. I think you guys might get confused based on this, the kind of questions ka repository we are talking about. So it's not that we are approaching alums, getting questions from them, and then preparing answers for it. ऐसा नहीं है. It's basically it's a introspective thing, right? He first realize, okay, what are my strengths or what are really my strengths? Spend some time on it. Okay, what are my weaknesses? Okay, what are really my weaknesses? What I think my weaknesses are, right? Okay, इस internship पे मैंने क्या काम किया? अच्छा, मैंने ये किया था. You prepared for it. Then you basically go out, reach out to someone who will be able to, help you with the mock interview, and then you'll realize कि okay, इस कहाँ पे इस पूरा जो मैंने बनाया है इसमें where am I lacking, and then you fill those bits. ठीक है? See, expecting or thinking initially कि अच्छा मुझसे ऐसे questions पूछे जाएंगे तो मैं इनके आंसर्स ले लेता हूँ, that won't work. The strategy doesn't work because कुछ भी हो सकता है. So it's important that you introspect and then prepare and then go out for mock interviews. That will basically, help you build some kind of confidence again, right? So I think that's very important, right?
Okay, I just want to sum this up into 3 or 4 questions. So whenever, as Suyash, Sahil, both of them mentioned how important structuring is. So whenever you are trying to answer a question, start with what and why. What are you trying to explain? Why? Then comes how. How did you do it? Then comes the final conclusion of what was, the end result. So these are the 3 questions that you need to answer in line in order to have a structured, proper explanation for anything that's asked of you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think you
Now
can
moving on
refer
to the
to
next question.
one second, once. I think you guys can refer to IIT Madras ka casebook. So basically, they've explained ki how would you answer HR questions with structuring them. So I think I don't remember, but yeah, you guys can refer it.
Chalo, let's move on.
That was amazing.
Okay, moving on to the next question. To achieve a good level of expertise in any domain, one needs to have a strong core foundation. So what are some basic prerequisites for a finance profile? So yes, would you like to guide us on this?
See, I'd say yes and no. Yes, see, if you already have a background, maybe you're from financial engineering or maybe you're from HSS, etc. You've done some projects, you've done some internships in finance, then yeah, you'll be expected. बिल्कुल जो भी काम किया है aptly, correctly और पूरा बताना पड़ेगा, and then obviously there will be multiple follow-up questions on this. There might even be a discussion of 15-20 minutes discussion on the kind of work that you have done or the kind of work that you have shown. That's there. But it's not just the only thing that they look at, right? So you might find cases wherein you do not have any finance experience, but then also you're getting shortlisted. So basically they've seen something in your profile, they've seen something in you that they, considering you for this. So don't fret over it. Again, the point comes, key focus on what you already know, right? And see, if you're applying for a profile, that is a given that you're interested in it, right? So in that profile, the kind of finance work that is being done, you need to be updated on it. For example, my profile is investment banking, right? The investment banking revolves around corporate finance and financial accounting. So if I'm going there and if I'm saying ki, okay, I want to apply and I want to, be an investment banking analyst, so that's a given, right? Ki I have an interest in financial accounting, I have an interest in corporate finance, and they'll ask questions on it. And if you're going for maybe markets profile and all, these guys will, elaborate on that. Accordingly, things will be asked. But again, the point comes, focus on what you already know. It doesn't make any sense that कि अगर पता ही नहीं है डेरिवेटिव्स क्या होते हैं और सब कुछ छोड़ के 2 महीने उसी पे लगा रहे हो, पता ही नहीं कि कुछ क्या मतलब इन स्टॉक्स का क्या हो रहा है और 2 महीने पूरे उस पे लगा रहे हो, doesn't make any sense. So I think yeah, these guys will elaborate.
That was very helpful. Sahil, would you like to add something to this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like the thing is, if I answer on this question, the thing is like, so I was giving my CFA level 2 while I was preparing for this thing. Okay, so my answer would be like, मतलब नहीं चाहते हुए biased हो जाएगा वो बहुत ज़्यादा कि you need to know this, you need to know this, you need to know this, simply because I was knowing all those things. ठीक है, तो I'll try to make sure कितना neutral हो सके answer. But look, uh, this question will arise of your knowledge about finance. Like, I mean, you see this happening in most of the times. उनके जेडी में लिखा हुआ रहेगा, knowledge of finance is appreciated but not required. ये sentence is like a sacrosanct sentence. 80% companies finance के profiles के लिए आएंगे and they write the sentence. उसके ऊपर they'll do a sarcasm on you and they'll say, if you're a CA for a CFA or an FRM or an actuaries, it's a plus. तो नीचे फिर किसने लिखा था आपने, ठीक है, कि knowledge of finance is required, appreciated but not required. So what will happen is in the interview process, you'll get so two places you'll need finance. One is probably in the test if that company has a finance wala section. Okay, most companies do not, and I'll be honest on this. Some companies have it. For example, Morgan Stanley had a section of financial accounting. So वहाँ पे तो you need to know financial accounting. And as I said, it's a basic financial accounting. Coursera का course भी काफी है. Okay, Coursera का course on financial accounting कोई भी आप लो, it's sufficient. You know what an income statement is. You know what can we do the Q&A a bit later on? I mean, because it's like it keeps popping in and it's difficult to make sure किसको क्या answer करे अभी. Okay, so we'll have a Q&A session, I'm sure. I've seen the slides.
Yes.
So let's keep it till there, okay? So I was saying like दो जगहों पे आपको finance लगेगा. Obviously, one is in your test probably if that test requires it, and that is very company specific. So find out if that company has a finance का section in their test. Morgan Stanley has it, maybe IARC has it, maybe. Okay, and then Nomura तो finance का ही section पूछते हैं. ठीक है, they are like derivatives and everything will be there on your paper. Proper maths वगैरह पूछेंगे आपसे. So Nomura is one such outlier which will have an extremely finance oriented and a mathematical finance oriented paper. Okay, so if you know how to solve it in whatever way you can, and I mean whatever way you can, and if you want to solve it in that way you want to, please go ahead. Okay. Other than that, most companies will ask very elementary level of finance in their shortlisting process. The second place they will probably ask you finance is once you're into the interview room. Some companies will totally grill you on finance. They will not go left and right away from finance. For example, IARC is one of them. Okay, Morgan Stanley is one of them. Nomura is one of them. So these are companies, they will not go even a bit away from finance while asking you questions. Even the puzzles will somehow rotate beside finance. Okay, instead of saying puzzles related to dice, they will say puzzle related to maybe some stock or its price or something. So they'll make sure the context is finance. In such a situation, what will happen is if you haven't prepared, I mean, there are two kinds of students who will be there right now. One are those who have been preparing finance, maybe say for an year or something, either via competitions or certifications, or maybe some projects, or maybe through some of their financial engineering courses, or some courses on Coursera, whichever way. You must be preparing. And some are people who are considering it for a second option, like backup hai mera finance. So honestly, I do not know how to properly tell you ki inka backup hai finance, how will you solve this mystery of studying finance in a month or two. Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe you can do a couple of courses on valuation or something, but then that's a very long shot. For people who have been doing finance maybe for a year or so, or maybe even 6 months, or have been into this, जिनका backup नहीं है, जिनका first preference है finance, for example, तो उनके लिए I can say there are a couple of skills which are pretty much holistic, उसमें cover हो जाएगा, ठीक है? तो one is your skills regarding, so let me tell you the things which you need first of all, and then maybe we'll tell the resources कहाँ से पढ़ेंगे and all that stuff, ठीक है? So one is regarding finance specific skills and the other is economics. Okay, the two different things. So finance, when I'm talking about finance, I mean to say things like, for example, corporate finance, which you just mentioned. So corporate finance, you need to know time value of money क्या है. मतलब $10 today is not the same as $10 tomorrow. Okay, because of inflation, because of interest rate, and because of 10 other reasons, and because of the risk profile. So you need to know how to solve proper capital budgeting problems. That they will give you a project, for example, the cash flows are this and this. How will you value it? So just to give you an example, I was asked this question, and I'm sure it's okay to disclose that question. So the question was like, what would you prefer? Would you prefer $1 million today, right now, or would you prefer 50,000 every year forever? Now, the answer of this question is not like कि मेरे mood पर depend करता है क्या है, ठीक है, मैं कैसा इंसान हूँ. That's not the answer, okay? The answer has to do with the interest rate, and that you will appreciate only once you know time value of money. कि अच्छा, he's telling me a perpetuity कि 50,000, 50,000, 50,000 अगर हर साल आएगा, तो if the interest rate is say for example 10%, for example, so that means 50,000 divided by 10%, which is effectively how much, like 0.5 million. So I will not prefer the present value of all those 50,000 today will be like 0.5 million, and that is less than 1 million, so I would prefer 1 million. But if the interest rate is say like 1%, then that 50,000 would actually value down today in a total sum of like what, 5 million. So I would prefer 50,000 because the total sum of that money is 5 million. So that depends on how you know time value of money, right? You will not be expected to उस time बैठ के derive करने के लिए. You will be expected कि हाँ perpetuity तो उनको पता ही है, annuity तो पता ही है, time value of money पता ही है. So that's one skill, time value of money and related problems around it. Okay, it's not a very difficult skill. It just requires an investment of time for you. The second is regarding accountancy. Your balance sheets, your income statement, your cash flow statement, these need to be sorted. Okay. Now they may ask you on this, they may not ask you on this, but your ability to handle the other problems of finance depends severely on your ability to know कि asset, liability, equity वगैरह कैसे rotate होता है, how does income statement connect with cash flow, and how does cash flow connect with balance sheet and all those things. Again, not every profile requires that, but some require it honestly, and when they require it, they really require it a lot. So time value of money, financial accountancy like balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, stuff like that, ratios and all that. The third I would say, and okay, when I'm saying like time value of money and corporate finance, usme sab aa gaya, you know, like cost of capital. This is a very, very common question, like cost of debt, cost of equity. Why is cost of debt less than cost of equity? So you need to be like, you know, like totally on fire on these things. You cannot fumble ki, I don't know why cost of debt is, maybe I think cost of debt is less than equity. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. It's like a, you know, like जैसे Newton's के 3 law होते हैं, one of those kind of laws is as good a fact as cost of debt is less than cost of equity. So you need to be like bulletproof on your answer, ki, sir, because of two reasons. One is interest is tax deductible, and second is because debt holders take less risk than equity holders in a company. That is why cost of debt is less than cost of equity. So it has to be that smooth on your answering level. Okay. So that is corporate finance, your cost of capital, your time value of money and stuff like that. Financial accountancy, as I mentioned. The third thing which comes down is finally valuation. Your ability to do valuation, like valuing stocks, valuing bonds, valuing derivatives if you can, maybe. Okay, and valuing stuff like real estate. So again, this is a personal experience. So I was asked in both of my interviews, Morgan Stanley as well as IARC, regarding valuing things. So in Morgan Stanley, I think I was asked regarding valuing a piece of real estate. So the person told me like, you know, pick up your favorite real estate where you live. So I said, okay, this library or something. I mean, because that was a neutral thing to choose. Okay, so I said this library is there beside my building or something. And that's okay. I've been playing around over there and studying over there for like a good amount of time. That's my favorite piece of real estate, for example. And he said, okay, fine. What do you think is the value for that real estate? Now, out of the blue, he will throw that question to you, and you are not expected to know a single bit about that real estate in terms of numbers. But as Suyas mentioned and as Shruti mentioned, the structuring is important now. You need to know when you're valuing a piece of real estate, you need to have two things. You need to have the cash flows, you need to have the discount rate. Regarding the cash flows, you need to know, okay, एक real estate है, उसको मैं अगर भाड़े पर लगाऊंगा तो I'll get the lease rentals. That lease rental will make revenue. Then I will have taxes, maybe maintenance, maybe administrative costs, license fees and stuff like that. Then I will have a net profit or net cash flow from that real estate. Then you talk about discount rate. So अभी सुनने में उन्हीं को French Latin लग रहा होगा, maybe, who are thinking of finance as a backup. But if you're someone who has been into finance or invested your time into finance, you'll appreciate that cash flows is one segment, discount rate is the other segment. You'd split the problem into two parts. Now you go into talking about cash flows. You are not expected to tell them numbers. You are supposed to make it a very Q&A oriented session, जिस तरह consultant generally होता है. You ask him, sir, I think 10% margin is a good enough margin, this kind of real estate in West Bengal and so on and so forth. Discount rates, maybe it's real estate, heavily risky if I'm financing it with debt. Maybe I think it should be at least somewhere in the north of 15% or something. So you need to have those ballpark numbers in your body. कि अच्छा इंडिया में interest rate कम से कम 5% है. So if you answer things like discount rate में 2% लूँगा, just because you are totally in blood with US market, that is a totally wrong answer. So what I'm trying to say is corporate finance में आपका time value of money and cost of capital वगैरह आ गया. Financial accountancy is the second thing you need to be good at a little bit. Then comes your valuation, be it of stocks, be it of fixed income bonds and stuff, and be it real estate. I gave you an example of real estate because it was asked in my own interview. Okay, so these are pretty much the three places you need to be really good at if you have to have कि हाँ यार finance wise मैं sorted हूँ. Otherwise you will have that second thoughts कि मेरे को आता भी है कि नहीं आता है. So this was finance का segment, and I mentioned about three minimum things you need to know at. Okay, the second segment is economics, and I think someone even asked in the question कि how do I prepare regarding the economics में क्या prepare करें? मतलब it's like क्या? Okay, so like even we are like क्या prepare करें economics में? Not because we have been into economics as a degree, but because there's no limit to it. Okay, there's no limit to it कि economics में आप क्या prepare करोगे? The world is your syllabus. कि ये हुआ वहाँ हुआ अफगानिस्तान में ये उससे क्या होगा markets में impact किसको पता भगवान जाने. So these things start happening and you're like totally blue. I have no idea. One resource I would recommend is FinShots. Many people recommend it. I am one of them. It's an app. रोज रात में 9 बजे अलार्म लगाओ, एक एक आर्टिकल पढ़ो उसका up till your placements. Trust me, you will be good in command with news. You don't have to diverge around ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है वो हो रहा है. ऐप दे रहा है आपको ला करके पढ़ो उसको. Once in a day is not a big ask, especially if you're preparing for your placement with high stakes. Okay. The other thing is you'll have very very standard questions. Typically COVID के time पे questions like for example COVID का क्या impact हुआ economy पे. Now this is a very very general and honestly a very very irritating question when it comes around every next time. कि COVID का क्या impact हुआ. I mean इतने सारे impacts and they are so interlinked and the whole thing is so bloody complex. You don't have a very great answer. The way to crack this is having a structure. Once again, structure is, trust me, the best way to answer these kind of problems. So suppose someone asks me like, Sahil, tell me, how do you think COVID impacted the financial markets? So I will not start bluttering out the first thing that comes into my mind. I'll take a minute. I'll think, okay, sir, can I take a minute? Just like you have in consulting approaches, you take a minute, think about it. Okay, so COVID का पूछ रहा है, तो demand supply is the one kind of breakup I can think of. अच्छा, financial markets बोल रहा है. What kind of financial markets are they? Just because you have heard of stock market, that is not the only financial market. So you will say, sir, COVID impacted pretty much the 4 important markets we have: stock market, the bond or the interest rate market, the currency market, and the commodity market. In the stock market, which one, like, tell me which one would you like me to discuss more upon? तो वहाँ से बंदा starts feeling impressed a bit कि अच्छा इसको 4 मार्केट पता है कम से कम. उसके बाद बात होती है किसके अंदर क्या impact हुआ. So then if he asks you interest rate के बारे में, then you go on to speak is, okay sir, RBI has been trying to lower interest rates right now in order to enhance liquidity, but at the same time government is trying to coming up with great borrowing plan for the fiscal deficit. तो से fight हो रहा है interest rate ऊपर जाएगा या नीचे जाएगा, spreads are widening, stuff like that. And then he sees कि हाँ इसको थोड़ा बहुत idea तो है. He is not expecting कि आप RBI गवर्नर लेवल का नॉलेज लेके बैठे हो, बट ही इज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि आपको पता तो है ना RBI गवर्नर कर क्या रहा है, आगे पीछे दाएं बाएं थोड़ा बहुत. तो यू नीड टू बी गुड एट की करेंसी किन चीज़ों पे डिपेंड करता है. अगर इन्फ्लेशन है तो करेंसी डिप्रिशिएट करता है. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड इज दैट. If you are having like liquidity policies going on, expansionary policies going on in a bad time like this, interest rate should go down, but the risk will make it go up and stuff like that. And that will percolate to equity markets, and then that would have an impact on commodity markets. So then starts coming on the flavor, which pretty much will be very difficult for other people to compete if you are good at this level. That's what I'm trying to imply upon. कि अगर कोई आपसे पूछता है ऐसे ब्रांड क्वेश्चन, कोविड का क्या इम्पैक्ट हुआ फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स में, यू कैन नॉट से आई वाजंट प्रिपेयर्ड, बिकॉज अब ये नहीं पूछेगा तो इंसान क्या पूछेगा. अब 1-1.5 साल हो गया कोविड में, मैं तो फिर भी बोलता था कि सर 6 महीने हुए हैं, बट दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड इनफ टाइम. सो 1.5 years हो गया कोविड को, एंड देन ऑल्सो ही इज आस्किंग यू कोविड का क्या इम्पैक्ट है मार्केट्स में, एंड यू लाइक ब्लैंक कि सर मतलब होगा यहाँ पे तो ये हो गया, वहाँ पे तो पता आपको सर फार्मास्यूटिकल्स का डिमांड बढ़ गया. रैंडम आंसर इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड. Okay, so that is when we say economics, so we mean to say this. So when you're reading an article, make sure you make some scribble notes, कुछ तो बनाओ कि body में कुछ जाए end of the day. So those are the 2 things: finance, economics. Finance में those 3 things. Economics में pretty much these 4 markets. If you know a bit about them, you're sorted. At least sorted than more other people, honestly.
That was great. Shruti, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I would just say कि this is a very subjective thing कि तुम्हारे लिए prerequisite क्या है. So if you are an economics student or if you have done financial engineering, and if you don't know how does inflation work, how does interest rate work, या basic derivatives के graphs क्या होते हैं, then obviously that is going to be a very negative point for you. But if you are not an economics student, you are not a financial engineering student, you have not done any previous internships in this field, and at that point अगर कोई ऐसा एकदम out of the box question आ जाता है जिसका तुमको नहीं idea है, so you can say कि I don't know about this, but I'm interested in this profile, I've been following this, and जो भी तुम्हें आता है, try to direct your interview to that side, right? And don't be कि नहीं आता तो वहीं पे disheartened हो गए or something like that. So it's a very subjective thing, and it depends on what you have done, what you have written in your CV, what kind of courses are there. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That
one
was
thing.
great.
So just to add something, जो भी फाइनेंस के लिए बैठ रहे हैं प्रोफाइल्स में, आज से प्लेसमेंट्स तक रोज न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ लेना.
हाँ यार,
बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड
FinShots
कुछ भी, हाँ मतलब कोई भी सोर्स पकड़ो और पढ़ लेना पूरा रोज का. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
true.
हाँ श्रुति.
देखो, मैं ये बोलूंगी FinShots और Zapcha, ये दोनों हैं, इन पे तुमको रोज एक या दो आर्टिकल्स आते हैं on the current news that is going on, क्या चल रहा है मार्केट में. So I would suggest ये 2 तो पढ़ लो. They are going to be 10 minutes read maximum, and बहुत simple language में होता है जो भी होता है. So every one of you can understand what's written over there, and try to discuss that into interview. Try to bring it up some or the other way in your interviews to show that yeah, you have some knowledge, you have read about the market, you are interested in it.
Yeah, and don't forget the business news along with finance news. Business news is also very important. So, for example, and like this is a legit question in the last round asked to me by the managing director कि कौन से newspapers पढ़ते हो? That was a question. मैंने बोला मैं business standard पढ़ता हूँ. मैंने बोला what is the last article that you read? I couldn't remember. So I was talking about something that happened months ago. The next question was ये अब तक चल रहा है क्या? So like they expect you to be on top of everything. So like news is very important for you. Very, very important. Business and finance. Again, economics and all is very important also. Yeah.
That was great. Moving on to the next question.
How much level of expertise does the interviewer expect from us for the finance profile?
Yeah, I think we have covered this.
So
No?
Yash, would you like to add some
No,
points?
I think we've covered this abhi in the
Yeah, I mean, मतलब
last slide.
requisite में आ गया. It depends on how much you are claiming to know.
Yeah, again. Yeah, I
Claim
think
कि
we can.
आता है तो he'll ask you, and if you have claimed कि नहीं आता है, then he'll ask you कि क्यों आ रहे हो फिर. तो उसका आंसर हो कम से कम. So you'll have to have answer to at least one of these sides, okay? कि अगर if you're coming into a finance profile, वो पूछेगा आपसे the why finance. तो सब कुछ तो आंसर होगी, सर मेरा पैशन है, मैं धीरे धीरे सीख रहा हूँ. This is the reason I love this thing and I'm hoping for it. मैं सीएफए के लिए बैठ रहा हूँ या ये कर रहा हूँ, नहीं भी करे तो बोल दो. तो something उसका आंसर तो होना चाहिए कम से कम फिर.
Yeah, exactly. Why? So listen to these questions now. बिल्कुल placements में पूछेंगे. Why finance? Why this profile? And why this company?
Exactly.
ये तीन questions अभी लिख लो. बिल्कुल पूछा जाएगा.
Perennial questions that they'll ask this.
हाँ, they will definitely ask you. Okay, next.
Okay.
Moving on to
next
the next question.
Acing interviews is not an easy job, and you of all people would know the best about it. And so we would definitely ask you for some words of advice, but I think you have covered most of it. So
Yeah.
any end points or some points that you might have forgotten or missed that you want to add in this?
It's Sahil, you want to start?
Club, like I think I'm speaking for all three when I'm speaking this. So like one of them is communication. As I said, it's not data, it's not softy. You cannot be fumbling around with every of your words. You need to be very sure regarding what you're speaking. Even if you're speaking a bit wrong or a bit tangential, it's okay. But make sure you complete that sentence in a fluent sense. ठीक है ना? And that happens only if you prepare in advance. So mock interview is the first concrete tip. Have mock interviews because many people don't. So if you have it, you have an edge. ठीक? And learn from those mock interviews, please. Do not be like कि कोई बात नहीं खराब चला गया तो क्यों खराब गया? Improve on it. ठीक है ना? Whether you messed up the HR round, whether you messed up a technical question, whether you messed up a puzzle, whether you messed up your intro, what was it? And improve upon it in the next mock interview. So it's not like quiz चल रहा है Coursera का नहीं हुआ कोई बात नहीं दोबारा कर लेंगे. Okay. So mock interview is one. Second is regarding once you are towards that bottom वाला panel, like around like say you have your shortlist with you, be very company specific. उसके पहले company specific का कुछ नहीं है, but once you are very company specific, you are having a shortlist with you, be very company specific कि इस company में इस type की चीजें पूछते हैं वो लोग. And those things do not usually change, but if they happen to change, you need to connect with seniors. What happens is most people rely on a very very indirect feedback loop. उसने पूछा था और उसने उससे पूछा था और उसने पूछा था और उसने उससे पूछा था तो भाई तू खुद पूछ ले मतलब क्या दिक्कत है उसमें ठीक है ना so you can really contact your seniors ask them what happened and what are they expecting you're not expected to ask कि सर क्वेश्चन क्या पूछोगे आप obviously वो नहीं बताने वाला है and it will sound very negative on your side but you're asking a general level of expectation would it be finance plus puzzle mix would it be economics or general knowledge based and कुछ seniors होंगे जो बता देंगे कुछ होंगे जो नहीं बताएंगे you'll have to find substitutes for those seniors so either way around you need to ask specific seniors and specific like people who are just 1 year ahead of you or someone जो बता पाए कि क्या हो रहा है उसमें historically and probably is there any change they're expecting the mock interview and this thing क्या बोलते हैं उसको specific to your company वाला stuff pretty much ये बाकी तुम yeah so like everything and as he mentioned structuring is really really important मतलब
Really.
we cannot overemphasize it like होता ना मतलब 2 बार वो 3 बार वो बोल चुकी 2 बार मैं 4 बार बोल चुका वो बोल चुका so we'll keep on speaking this structuring is very important it gives the entire flavor and the flow to your answer वरना उसको लगेगा ये बहका हुआ है मेरे को बहकाने आया है ठीक है तो structuring mock interview and your company specific preparation
Yeah, and again, I will again emphasize, even guesstimates भी कर रहे हो तो मतलब कोई भी even if you're answering a random puzzle, like this is very important. And apart from that, yeah, I covered communication, covered structuring, and see, there are some points about you that you can sell, right? That's very particular about you. In your CV, there these are basically called spikes, right? So I think even if it's just your interest, even if it's just a random thing that you have done, but you've done it nicely and and you basically want to showcase that, be proud of it. Okay, be confident on it. And I think confidence, clarity, communication, and again affinity to numbers and aptitude, these are the things that are very important. And apart from that, there will be a certain aspect of fluidity in your interviews, right? This abstractness. So how good you are at dealing with it, that's also very important. So any you can expect any random question in the later parts of your interview. It can be a random case, it can be a random number, it can be any random thing, but how you arrive at a concrete result through it, that's very important. And that basically needs experience. So that is why on this parameter, right, it's important that you discuss with your seniors and alumni, basically ask them to give you some cases and all. And particularly for finance, I don't know if it's very late for you or not, but a little bit of consult prep towards the end or towards your placement actually does help. That is what I would suggest if you have some time. Yeah, more or less, I think it's covered. Shruti.
So, ठीक है. I mean, they covered a lot, all of it. One thing that I would like to add to it is just try to make your interview interactive and don't be like कि उन्होंने question पूछा and you just answered it. So try to make it interactive. If you don't know something, ask them about it. What are they currently working on? Try to be involved in it. Try to show that you're curious about it. So that actually adds a very huge plus point and separates you from other people. So that is something I would like to add. Baki confidence ho gaya, structuring ho gaya, yeah, communication, all these are there. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
I'll just say a couple of the last couple of things I wanted to mention and forgot. So like there are certain things I've seen like a lot of my friends when they were preparing mock interviews with me. So this happens a lot. What will happen is you'll be stuck up at a point. You want to ask him for help, but you do not know the exact way you're going to ask it. Like you don't know what you will say. This happens less with people who are prepared for consulting because कंसल्ट में आपको रोज केसेस सॉल्व करने एंड एंड ऑफ द डे आप अटकते हो ही हर चीज में तो यू नो हाउ टू आस्क एंड हाउ टू गेट दैट सॉर्टेड बट इफ यू आर समवन हु इजंट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर कंसल्ट at all, like okay, so I prepared for like 2 weeks or something and then let it go given the number of the demand supply का जो mismatch चल रहा था, ठीक है. तो but if you're not preparing it at all, you need to have certain words in your word bank ready कि okay, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, like statements like this or maybe so I was thinking maybe this is how it should happen, do you agree? So you need to have such filler statement with you ready ताकि जैसे ही कहीं पे फंसो या अटको, trust me, like this is a great savior because many people at the end of the day will mess up over here. Like they want to ask a question, they're totally okay with asking a question, they don't know how to phrase it. Like that's a offbeat thing. It happens almost with many people. I mean, people who haven't been speaking for a while, like most people do not really get a chance to speak a lot apart from the मैं भाषण की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I'm talking about properly speaking on a conversational platform, either in a competition or a stage or front of people when their stakes are high. So have these statements ready with you. This was the one thing I wanted to mention. This is a very handy kind of tip. Ki, acha, in case I end up getting stuck in this place, I'll shoot the statement and maybe then he'll direct me where I should go. That is one. Second handy tip comes into picture is like a bait. So bait would be something like, जैसे अपने, to catch fishes we have a bait. Something like that would be, for example, so in my intro I used to have this habit ki end of the intro I'll probably mention a line or something like okay, so and recently I was reading about the LIBOR transition and it's a great stuff. I mentioned something called a LIBOR transition, and this is kind of a fancy stuff. It might pique his interest, and if it does, that will definitely take up the next 10-15 minutes in the conversation, and which is what I want because I prepared it already. This is called a bait, putting a bait in your introduction, putting a bait in your interview. So if you put things like these in your CV or in your answers to your CV questions, which you know will be coming, and if in at least one or two of the cases it happens to stuck on it, it's like you are blessed honestly because 10-15 minutes are again sorted for your interview. पहले 2 मिनट intro ले गया, अगला 10 मिनट आप उसके ऊपर भाषण दोगे, वो चला जाएगा. So that will sort it out. So have these things like a bait in your interview वाला answers. कि अच्छा मैं ये बोलूँगा, काश ये इसको पकड़ ले और पूछना चाहे इसके ऊपर, and we'll go through with this.
Okay.
No, but
Yeah, you have to add something.
basically, just saying the tips for acing the interview, none of us knows. सबके साथ अलग होगा. Okay, so going ahead.
Okay, thanks a lot. Now we have received a lot of doubts and queries from the student community, and we would like to bring up some of them in this session. So let's move ahead.
Having some knowledge of programming and analytics profiles, will it give us some side edge over the others? And how to prepare for core finance profile with no coding background? Any panelists who would like to take up this question?
Yeah, so let me just start on this. So there are different kind of finance profiles. I think Suyash mentioned it earlier that quant roles
Yeah,
are there. So
yeah, they
Goldman
need
comes
coding.
for it. JPMC also comes for it. So in these quant roles, you need to have some programming skills alongside a good quantitative approach or mathematical knowledge, etc. So yeah, for those roles, if I mean, it definitely gives you an edge, and it's how you'll be able to, ace your tests for those roles. Uh,
Mm.
Coming to core finance roles, भाई मुझे तो coding नहीं आती थी. So that's all I can say. So I don't think it's a necessity or you need to beat yourself up for knowing some coding. Yes, you should. Being from a technical institute, तुमको basic
Yeah.
automations तो आने ही चाहिए. I mean that is required in anything you are doing. So yeah, that's there, but you don't need to have competitive coding skills या interview bit पे तुम arrays, stacks ही जो भी होता है वो सब उसके
Mm.
क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहे हो एक्सेट्रा.
Right.
सो
So
यस.
see, yeah. So see, not talking about finance specifically, but coding is an indispensable skill if you're going for placements, right? That's a no-brainer. Okay. And see, again, coming from a technical institute, it's good and it's important that you have some, coding knowledge, etc. See, or algorithms ka, there are some parts of it which is used in finance, but I don't think in the interviews you'll be expected to know it, right? So if you would have solved some the material on finance, right? I forget the name of the book. Then at the end of it, they basically show what are the different algorithms which are used for solving maybe derivatives or other things in finance, right? So see, at this point in time, it's September. So if you sit right now and start practicing for coding, I don't think it makes any sense. But a fair bit of idea would actually help you if some random things comes along, and then you'll be able to solve it. So again, it's a subjective thing and it depends what kind of a day of you're having. So coming to my experience, see, when like started preparing for placements in the early months, I was scared of coding and I didn't want to graduate from IIT KJP with like being scared of programming and coding. So I spent a lot of months on this. पूरा C++ scratch से सीखा था क्योंकि मुझे ढंग से आता नहीं था. Worked on algorithms a bit, but in my placements, I didn't think it helped me that much apart from a couple of tests. But if you have mentioned that you know coding, algorithms, etc., you have used this in your maybe internships or some other segment of your CV, then again, yeah, it's very important that you need to have a good knowledge of it. Apart from that, if you don't have a knowledge of it at this point in time, I think you can look at the kind of profiles that you're sitting in for and whether they expect it out of you or not, and then maybe prepare what is expected of you. Apart from that, I don't think it's that important at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, like they covered pretty
Yeah,
much the
thank you.
thing of it. So I'm not a great expert in programming or analytics. All I can say is like most finance companies, in that sense, at least for the roles they come in finance, a little bit behind the leg in the roles they ask you for. So they would rationally have expectations for Excel. मतलब वो लोग Excel पे operate कर रहे हैं अभी, ठीक है ना? They are not operating कि you'll do everything in Python. So they will typically have this question like, "Are you okay with Excel?" Someone would like in IARC. I remember all four of them happened to ask me, "Are you okay with VBA? Are you okay with Excel?" Trust me, if you're even okay with Python, you can safely comment, "I'm okay with VBA." Like it's something you can learn over the weekend. So either you learn it over the weekend and then be honest and say about it, or you say about it and you will learn it the next weekend. Either ways. So it's an Excel skill which they often require from an analytics perspective, because end of the day you need to do some number crunching. You need to do some graphs to present people, to communicate your ideas and stuff like that. It's not just key. It's not like sending emails or stuff, right? You need to do some amount of analysis in your work, and that will require you to kick in with graphs, require you to kick in with some of the other numbers or stuff, and you need some analytical tool which you're good at. Could be Python. Most probably they'll require a requirement. They'll have a requirement for Excel, MS Excel. That is pretty much the kind of requirement at least I have seen in the companies which I had interviewed for, and a couple of ones for which my friends interviewed for. Other than that, most of the core finance profiles will not expect you to be a wizard in programming. Honestly, that's not the expectation. They don't expect you to solve high-fi puzzles in programming. So if you're someone who's as afraid of programming as I am, like afraid in the sense key, I'm not someone who would even want to see dynamic programming in my life again. Okay, that's what I mean when I'm saying afraid. But I'm okay with loops. I'm okay with if else and stuff like that. Basically, like I will maybe construct a program for something I need to do it. I'll do it. Maybe if I have to automate or some, like some sort of work I need to do in programming, I'll not be afraid of it, but I'm not a competitive coder for that matter. So that is what they are expecting as well. They're not expecting a competitive coder out of a finance profile. They're expecting someone who's okay with a general purpose skill called coding. Okay, so you need to know coding like a general purpose skill, the way it will be used in most industries, not how it will be used in software development per se or a competitive coding per se. So that amount of requirement is okay, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah, that was great. Moving on to the next question.
What are the different types of roles available in finance profile? How does the preparation vary according to the roles? Is the preparation level different for these roles? Any panelist who would like to answer this question?
Yeah, I think I'll start with this. So, I'll talk about the profile that I got and or I was aiming for. So, one part of the investment banks is the investment banking team, right? All of those investment banks would have their investment banking team. That's basically a front end job with the clients, basically making strategic decisions, pitching into the clients, etc., right? So here, what is required is a strong knowledge of corporate finance, financial accounting, valuation. Apart from that, you need to be very good at numbers, right? You need to be able to think in numbers because that's how the entire communication here goes. Again, you would need to be required to work on a lot of different industries. They have like a 2 3 week projects and you'll be rotated along on those projects, right? And the hierarchical structure is very close to that of consulting hierarchical structure. So you'd be working with an associate on a particular client and you'd be spending a lot of time on it until the deal is completed or it's blown off, so to say. And apart from that, here you need to have a very strong aptitude. You need to be so consult prep here helps a lot because if you have a strong knowledge of how to solve abstract cases, then you'll be able to arrive at strong numbers very quickly. And again, how is the preparation level here? See, what differentiates this from the rest of the profiles is that even the interview rounds are basically structured as if there are consulting rounds. So in the first round itself, they'll probably judge you on the basis of how good is your aptitude and how good you are with numbers. That particularly means they'll be throwing at you a lot of guesstimates. They'll be throwing at you a lot of puzzles, and again they'll check upon your knowledge of accounting and corporate finance and valuation, etc., etc. The second round again based on upon your CV. So what they see, the working hours of investment banking, so to say, are basically frowned upon, right? So you'll be working on days, nights, even weekends here, so because that is the kind of work that people here do. And it's important that you are able to handle pressure really well. So if coming into 2.5 months of me working in this industry, I'll say the two most important skills that is required out of an investment banking analyst or an investment banker in general is one, attention to detail. That's very 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 important. And second, how you handle pressure. That's also very important because more often than not, on a daily basis, you'll be thrown into a situation wherein at 12 a.m. in the night there is some deal that is on the verge of blowing off. Then you'll spend the entire night basically fixing it. So I think if this is the kind of work that excites you, or this is the kind of work that you think you'd be interested in, yeah, I think this is the way forward. I think markets one, Sahil and Shruti would take. They'll explain it to you.
Okay, so yeah, Suyash covered the IB side. So I'll talk about my profile, which was more of a research oriented role. So for this, first of all, corporate finance again is very useful in this role if you're going for equity research or fixed income securities research, etc. So corporate finance comes in handy, balance sheet, cash flow statement, etc. Time value of money. Sahil has covered all these topics essentially. Uh, Apart from this, you need to have knowledge of current affairs, what is currently going on in the market, what's, let's say, the inflation rate right now, what are the RBI policies as of now. You need to be a little bit aware about this to show that you're curious or you're interested. Third thing is you need to be able to connect the dots and be analytical about it. Let's say, for example, what is the impact of COVID? So let's say inflation is rising because of it. So why is it rising? What are the consequences of it on the products that you are handling? So you need to have this analytical understanding, or you need to be able to connect these dots and to be able to frame them properly. This is a very important skill, I think, that is required for research kind of a profile. Apart from that, numbers, you need to be good with numbers, and you should be able to understand them, comprehend them, draw trends, etc. All these basic skills are there. Yeah, that pretty much covers it all. One last important thing, you need to have good writing skills and good speaking skills alongside this, because you will often be dealing with the clients, you'll be explaining them, you'll be presenting them the forecasts or the market trends that are going on currently. So you need to have all these skills for that. Yeah. Sahil.
Yeah, so I think they covered the IB side of it. Regarding the IB side, I'll just make sure I'll communicate this as a caution first of all. Okay, so there are not that many IB roles that come in. They are not consistent with that regard. So you aiming specifically for IB. So I'll tell you, Apud was one of them, which Suyash went. Apart from that, IARC was one of them, which, I mean, basically when you're talking about IB, you're not audible. You're mute, Suyash.
IARC was an IB role, क्या?
Yeah, investment analyst का ही था उनका भी. They were on the debt side of it.
I think they're different. Investment analysts. Oh, okay. Go on. I think Nomura also came in July. So I think, as
हाँ,
if
मतलब
memory
later
serves
on,
right, they were
two or
two
three.
profiles of investment banking profiles. One was Upward, one was Nomura. That's it.
That was Nomura and
Correct.
the IFC and these things. So,
Yeah.
like what I'm saying is, and if you look at how many people really get shortlisted and finally selected, so you'll be shocked with the numbers, honestly. So they're not like the way you look at consulting, the number of people get shortlisted. Exactly the same level of uncertainty is there when it comes to IB ka role. Okay, associate के लिए तो they don't even come. They come for the analyst wala profile. Okay, and with regards to that, both the uncertainty regarding the company coming in, the profile coming in, and you getting selected is equally of that strong severity. Okay, so my first caution will be regarding that, because I get a lot of these messages and LinkedIn में questions ki, yeah, so I'm interested in the IB wala division. So, and I've answered this. I mean, I am on so many fronts, on so many podiums on this thing ki you are in an engineering college doing a bachelor degree or a master's degree in engineering. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. That's what you're trained to do. IB role would require you to understand the ins and out of a company or an industry, its financials, the way the mechanics work about it. All fronts of it, operations, production, uska financing, uska marketing, all fronts of it. So do you really expect case level pe wo aake aapko hire karegi? They typically go to MBAs. So first of all, you need to be very, very calibrated regarding your expectations. IBK profile coming over here is like they being very, very hopeful about you, not like it is a trend or something. Okay, so have that in mind. Secondly, the kind of profiles which typically come in. So I'll literally read out to you, because I, like so many times I've asked the profiles that come in. So you will have, say, KPMG coming in for associate. When I'm reading a doc, proper doc, I'll probably share it with you later on. But there's a proper doc I'm reading with has like the kind of profiles which come in, because that's a question. Like KPMG comes in for associate consultant. EYGDS comes for advanced analyst. There's an investment management firm which comes for global research. Again, JPMC for global research and equity research and markets. GS for analyst, BlackRock for analyst, Morgan Stanley for fixed income, IARC for investment analyst, Nomura for analyst, BOA, ICICI, Kotak Mahindra, Kepler Cannons, Special Incept, Stanchart. All of these come pretty much for their analyst roles. Okay, so that's the first thing, you get it through your head. Analyst may someone can call it global markets ka analyst, someone can call it equity research ka analyst, someone can call it investment banking ka analyst. Investment banking analyst is a rare thing. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, how is the preparation level different for these roles? Like I said, जब मैंने बोल दिया 80% of them are like analyst. So it's not very different. It's not like कि बहुत ही Hebrew और Latin में difference जो होता है उतना difference preparation में होगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. The ones I mentioned already earlier, and we mentioned earlier, corporate finance, time value of money, financial accounting, your valuation skills for stocks, for bonds, for a bit of derivatives, real assets like real estate and stuff like that. That pretty much covers it. And along with that, the economics and business can use. So when he said business can use, there are stuff like, for example, say government is planning to sell a stake in LIC, stuff like that. So do you think government should do it? Do you think they should not? Why are they doing it? What will happen because of it? Is it a good buy? Is it a good sell? What is a good price target? So more or less rough answers about these things. Ush time pe I remember there were a lot of companies who were buying back their shares because इतना दाम गिरा हुआ था shares का. So it was a good moment for promoters to just buy back and hammer upon their shares ताकि बाद में when the market goes up with actual expectation they can offload it. So stuff like this is what business news is really made up of. The recent transaction which has happened in the market. And then the economics part of it is like GDP growth is improve हो गया है. So typically, for example, they'll ask you why has the GDP growth this year been like 21% इस quarter का? The common sense answer is because से पहले वो गिर चुका था. तभी वो improve नहीं हुआ है, वो वापस वहीं पे आया जहाँ पे था. That's a straightforward answer to the straightforward question. You cannot be कि like say India का growth profit suddenly बहुत बढ़ गया. ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ है. It's like they went down with a great rally, they came back up. That's why it shows up plus 21% because it showed a minus 24% historically earlier as well. So that is the kind of GDP ka news and stuff like that which you're expecting. And I've already said about that, right? Like FinShots is a great place. Shruti also mentioned a couple of other resources, and then Shreya's mentioned about Business Standard and the business section of the news. So the preparation level is really these two things from the finance wala aspect. अब finance की company, finance के profile में अगर आपसे puzzle पूछने लग जाएगी, तो वो puzzle तो कुछ finance specific है नहीं. That is pretty much common for quant, or pretty much common for other companies as well. So the way you prepare for puzzles like in other companies, you, for example, you would do say like, I don't remember the books even honestly. Like I think there was some book, Walk Down the Street or something like that. And there was some other
Heard on the street.
Heard on the street and stuff like that. So you try to prepare from these places. These are the normal places where people prepare for puzzles, right? So puzzles के लिए वो पूछा तो finance specific थोड़ी ना हो गया puzzle. Puzzle is general puzzle. Probability का पूछ रहा है. Now many people have this कि probability क्यों पूछ रहा है? Trust me, finance is made of two things: time and uncertainty. If you can analyze decisions in time, like dynamic decisions कि आज ये कल वो ऐसे वैसे वैसे, and uncertainty, you are through with it. And the best way to analyze your ability to understand uncertainty is probability. So और कैसे पूछेगा बंदा आपसे? Expectation निकालना अगर आपको नहीं आ रहा ठीक से in a card game, in a dice game and stuff like that, that means you're not good with uncertainty. Don't think कि finance का तो पूछा ही नहीं. He's asking you an elementary skill required for finance. ठीक है, तो प्रिपेयर इट विद दैट रिस्पेक्ट कि अच्छा वो किस तरह कनेक्ट हो जाएगा वो बाद में देखेंगे, बट अभी तो पजल पूछेगा तो पजल को पजल की तरह रखते हैं. तो पजल्स फाइनेंस का, कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस, बैलेंस शीट, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स, वैल्यूएशन, स्टफ लाइक दैट, एंड इकोनॉमिक्स का जीडीपी, इंटरेस्ट रेट, इम्पैक्ट ऑन द फोर फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स, आरबीआई का रिसेंट रेपो रेट, रिवर्स रेपो रेट, दैट्स इट. ट्रस्ट मी. मतलब आपको लाइक यू गाइस मस्ट बी थिंकिंग कि इसके आगे एटसेट्रा आएगा, एटसेट्रा नहीं आएगा इसके आगे. ट्रस्ट मी, लाइक दिस इज प्रीटी मच द कैनवस. इसके आगे नहीं और ज़्यादा चीज़ें फॉर देम टू टेक अपॉन. क्वेश्चन है कि आप ये कर सकते हो कि नहीं. Because even if you just do the things which we just mentioned on your, like, you know, the mouth, जो मैंने मुंह से बोल दिया इतने सारी चीज़ों में से, even if you're through with these things, trust me, you're through with it from an interview perspective. Of course, assuming आप CV अपना संभाल लो बोलते समय.
Okay, that's great. Moving on to the next question.
What role does our personality have in the interviews? Any panelist who would like to start with this question?
It's like in all spheres of life, it's important, right? So again, why not? Yeah, definitely. The kind of personality that you have basically gives a hint key whether you'd be fit for this profile or not. See, if a person who's coming in who is hardwired to the way that he cannot sit, he wants to work, like it's very difficult for him to just sit and not do anything. So definitely he'll be more suitable to profiles which requires a lot of work, right? Again, if a person basically wants to have a lot of leisure time, etc., more power to you, then you'd be more fit for that profile, right? So yeah, I think this does have an important role to play because based on, see, it's important that you make your decision based on this, the kind of personality that you have, the kind of skills that you have, the kind of place that you'd fit in. So yeah, even the interviewers who are sitting in will basically judge you on this aspect. For example, this was a legit question again by the MD in the last round of my interview. How would you describe your personality? So I genuinely described it as ki it's very difficult for me to just sit and not do anything karke. That was basically say, yeah, done, you're in. इस तरह से खत्म हुआ था वो. So it's very important for you to analyze. See, this is a thing that you'll introspect when you're making a decision कि कौन सी profile में जाना है और कौन सी profile में नहीं जाना है. So yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, I think Suyesh covered it. I don't think there's much to add. I mean, this is a very common thing. Your personality plays a huge role in how your interview goes. It it's not only to see, I mean, your culture fit, how you fit for the particular profile, and again, in this, other things also come into play, your confidence and how you are interacting in the interview, etc. So it's what's going to define the result of your interview. Rahul?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a kind of a funny question regarding this. I mean, if you're asking for a job, it's not a question of whether you want to work or not. You'll have to work, first of all. Second of all, the thing is regarding key, look, the kind of things we've already mentioned that will ultimately make sure whether you have the right personality or not. I mean, it's like a filter test in itself. If you happen to do mock interviews, so yes, you really care about it. If you happen to cover the kind of topics we already mentioned, so matlab you are not definitely lazy. ठीक है, तो that will automatically make sure you have the right personality. The question is, if they happen to ask you, which is a HR round type question, so you prepare for the typical answer. But if you're asking it on a personal respect, कि मतलब मेरे को ऐसे आप informally बताओ कि personality कैसे affect करेगा interview को in that sense, तो like if you are someone who's like एकदम मतलब होता है ना, mock interview is the best way to make the personality you need for the interview. It's not like you are born with a personality that will help you in your interview honestly that much. Like for example, someone like me who messed up his internship, who messed up his interviews in internships, but really got the day one in the placements. So trust me, you can make up your personality. And like right now we're sitting in September. So if you're even doing a week or two of consult ka prep, honestly, diligently talking to people, communication, and you're preparing the other things we've talked about, practicing on your fluency of being able to answer questions, you have crafted the personality you need for the interviews for finance. Like it's not like am I the right person or not? Trust me, there's no question like that. It's like your fresh clay, like जो करने का मन है, do it and build your personality accordingly. काम में जाकर के ऑनेस्टली सब कंप्लेन ही करते हैं कि काम में मजा नहीं आ रहा है, काम में बहुत मेहनत है, काम में दिन रात लग रहा है, वर्क आवर्स का कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है, वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस ही नहीं है. This will happen in every single job you go into because it has a steep learning curve. It's not like कि you are a bad person or you're a lazy person or काम बहुत demanding है. It's like you are having a steep learning curve ahead of you. You're just graduating fresh out of a college and specifically in a profile which the college is not supposed to teach you, so you will definitely have a hard time picking it up, especially finance. So you cannot be like कि मैं थोड़ा ठीक ठाक काम करने वाला आदमी हूँ. That's not how it works. Especially if you're going to finance, you cannot expect something like that. काम तो करना ही पड़ेगा obviously मतलब. So like laziness goes out of the window once you start in your job. So those questions are kind of moot regarding your being able to work or not. You'll have to work, honestly speaking. But like, I mean, I work irrespective of my work hours because I have to learn. Otherwise, the next day he'll ask me, what did you learn in your school or in your college? So I will not say him, कि मैं तो KGP से आया हूँ, वो engineering college है. I don't have the right infrastructure वहाँ पे या curriculum वहाँ पे. He doesn't care about it. So you will have to work your ass off in the hours that are not supposed to be worked upon by a person who came from probably an MBA. Okay. So your personality gets shaped up the way you want to make it for your job, honestly.
That was amazing. Thank you. We would like to take up some questions from the audience now. It would be great if the panelists share some their views on some of them.
Yeah. So first question, how did you prepare for economics, stock market, industry discussions? And how deep do these discussions tend to go? So any panelists who would like to start on this?
Yeah, see,
So
Shruti,
yeah,
why don't you
Suyesh,
go
go
ahead?
ahead.
Okay. So, see, I think all three of us have a background of finance and economics, right? So, for me personally, a lot of it came from my coursework that we've already studied. And the remaining part of it was basically as I was going through the news or getting myself updated with what all is happening around in the industry, right? So, for example, I'll go through a news and stock market, right? So, in the first article, kuch bhi samajh nahi aayega. Then, when I Google the terms and understand, oh, this is what is actually going on here, then basically it gives you a sense of how things work, right? So again, it depends on the kind of background that you already have. So if you do not have any background, then there are probably some resources that will also share that you can refer to, and maybe link it with what all that you're gonna learn throughout as you go through the news and what all is happening around, right? And apart from that, there are a lot of resources available. You just need to, ping in the right people. That's it, I think.
Okay, so I would say that there are a lot of channels which you can use for this. First is, as Suyesh said, your coursework, what you have done, that is obviously going to add to this. Then second thing comes how much you read, how much you have updated on the current affairs, newspapers, newsletters, etc. Third is your peers. So I had a lot of help from my peers. I used to interact a lot with some of the people who are sitting in similar kind of roles, and that really helps. If there is something that you're missing out on, they can tell you about it. And yeah, you should have that. You should definitely have a group of people with whom you are preparing together. So that is the third thing. Fourth channel is you can talk to your seniors who are working in those roles. So they can probably tell you a bit about what's going on in that market, or that, you know, currently going on in that. So yeah, I mean, these are the few channels that you can use, Sahil.
Sorry, yep. So can you repeat the question, please? Honestly, I'm so sorry. Some text dropped in importantly. Can you guys repeat the question, please?
Yeah, sure. Basically,
How
how
did
did
you?
you prepare for economics, stock market, industry discussions, and how deep do these discussions tend to go?
Okay, so let's start with the reverse one. How do these discussions tend to go? So I'll give you an example. You'll get the flavor of it, and then you'll realize the kind of preparation it requires. Okay, it's a very typical, like the, you remember the question I asked you regarding, say, COVID ka kya impact hai? That's the most general question and the most expected question someone can expect in his interview. Honestly, key, what is the impact of COVID on the economy or the financial markets? So first of all, so typically he'll ask you a question like that, and then you, like the way I answered was like, so in the financial markets, you have the stock market, you have the bond market or the interest rates, you have the currency market, and you have commodity markets. Most importantly, oil and gold are the most important ones for a country like India. So you need to know about these four things, obviously, because I have myself led him into asking me regarding any of these four. Okay. Now he would say, for example, show an interest regarding, say, bond market, for example, interest rate, because my role was fixed income. So he would probably dig into the fixed income aspect of it and ask me like, okay, can you tell me what happened in the bond market because of COVID? And then I'll say, sir, because suddenly there's a lot of lack of liquidity, and suddenly because companies started closing down, and there was a huge, like huge feeling of default for all the companies because their earnings just went away for a toss. Suddenly the default risk went up. Now I used a couple of terms, remember, like default risk, bankruptcy, things like this. And because of this, suddenly the interest rate which the market will demand for them will suddenly shoot up. And naturally, the central bank will try its best to push it down. Otherwise, the cost of capital for funding further operations really goes away. And for that, they need to start increasing liquidity in the system. Now, the conversation which I just said right now, that's really good enough for you to crack that piece of interview, honestly. The question is, handful of the people would be really conversant with all the terms which I just mentioned: default risk, bankruptcy, interest rate, liquidity, central bank ka ye policy, wo policy, वगैरह. So now you come backwards and ask, how do you prepare for these things? Okay. So if a question like this comes in, first of all, stock market is not the only market. Please remember that. Okay. So they can ask you regarding all the four markets. The way you prepare is one is FinShots. So you'll be updated with the recent happenings which has happened, both company specific and economy specific. Okay, FinShots is very, very India specific, and that is what you need. Honestly, you do not expect questions from US या Hong Kong or Singapore का economy में क्या हो रहा है या China में भगवान जाने क्या हो रहा है. You're not expected such stuff. You're expected India में क्या चल रहा है वही बता दो बहुत है. ठीक है. तो उसके लिए FinShots and the other one which Shruti mentioned is good enough, honestly, for a understanding of current to current affairs. अब होगा क्या? When you start reading these things, you will realize कि अच्छा ये भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. And that will happen, trust me. Like, I'm not saying मेरे को हुआ था because I had a background in economics and CFA and stuff like that, but it will happen to the 80% of the people who have no background. They will have this hindrance, ये आर्टिकल भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, आपने तो कहा था 10 मिनट में हो जाएगा, ये तो आधे घंटे से पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं, मेरे को कुछ बुद्धि में नहीं जा रहा है, क्या बोल रहे हैं ये, ठीक है, या फिर इतना ईजी लैंग्वेज कर दिया कि कुछ वर्ड ही नहीं आया समझ में. For that, what you need to be good at is, now here comes the big question: how many of you will do it, how many of you will not? I really don't know. Khan Academy or Zerodha ka Varsity, these are two resources which will really help you master these things with a minimum amount of effort. I didn't say zero effort, I said minimum amount of effort. ठीक है ना? तो Zerodha has a great collation of Varsity, which is basically their like collation of fundamental analysis, technical analysis. Like that is a one-stop shop, honestly. If you need to understand all the finance wala stuff, जो भी मैंने अभी बोला ना थोड़ी देर में, that's good enough for it. Zerodha Varsity, okay. The second source which I mentioned was Khan Academy regarding the economics aspect of it. Like you will have proper macroeconomics, banking and money wala courses in Khan Academy. So if you have the guts to take it up, and trust me, मतलब Khan Academy से easy तो मैंने तो दुनिया में देखा नहीं है. If you happen to find it, tell me. Next interview से मैं वही बोलूँगा, ठीक है. So Khan Academy and Zerodha's Varsity. The third source I will tell you, and that is a bit more something you can take it up easily, are movies. Okay, The Big Short, Too Big to Fail, maybe some documentaries. these are great ways of understanding tough topics. तो if you are really मतलब समझ में नहीं आ रहा मेरे को, तो एक बंदा है जिसने बहुत खर्च किया है मूवी बनाने के लिए ताकि आप जैसों को समझ में आए, मुझ जैसों को समझ में आए, तो go through those movies. मतलब if I'm suggesting movies as a curriculum, nothing can be better than that on earth, I guess. ठीक है ना? तो I remember one of the companies even asked, can you explain The Big Short? The Big Short is like one of the most popular movies in finance, regarding finance ever made. So if someone is expecting me to explain, and I remember उस रात मैंने 6 लोगों को समझाया था Big Short क्या था, ठीक है? The mechanics of it, कि CDS क्या है, क्यों है, कैसे हुआ, क्या नहीं हुआ, भगवान जाने, वो सब. तो movies, Big Short, Too Big to Fail, documentary, stuff like that in your pastime. ठीक है, if you're really serious about the discipline, you want to go into finance, आगे पीछे देखना ही पड़ेगा, might as well do now, help in your interviews. Second is Yoda ka Varsity regarding your resources, and the Khan Academy one, and as they mentioned, FinShots. These are pretty much the resources that will get you through the business वाला part, finance वाला part. अगर background नहीं है तो background कैसे बनाए वाला part. तो that's pretty much it.
If you want to practice these things, Zinfeng Now करके there is a very nice book. Basically, what they've done is they've given questions on all the different parts of a finance ka interview that would go along. And apart from that, what Sahil said, so it's a very peculiar thing, right? So if you're saying that you have an interest in finance, chances are those people are gonna ask you कि finance की कोई movie देखी है क्या? That is a very, very general question. I've been asked this twice, right? And just figure out or just like Google what are the different movies based on finance that have been made. I think there are 5 or 6 of them. And if you have time, if you want leisure time, बहुत बहुत prep कर लिया तो बीच बीच में वो movies देख सकते हो. It will be a good add-on.
I mean, yeah,
Regarding the
I
movie वाला
completely
stuff,
agree
I
with
just
this.
add on with this thing. Just a second, Shruti, यार, तो वो मैं भूल जाता
Yeah.
हूँ. So like regarding this
हाँ,
films
बोलो.
वाला stuff, so I remember this happened. So CFA Institute, they came up with this like top 10 finance films. That's a educational institute. ठीक है, they came up with this top 10 finance films, and they were so serious about it कि उन्होंने फिल्म के साथ साथ ये बता दिया कि CFA करिकुलम में वो कौन कौन सी रीडिंग से मैच करता है. Like, so you had something like, I mean, that is the most amazing level of passion someone can show for a discipline like this. So you can just go on to Google and type in top 10 finance films CFA. Probably the first or second link will show you a long essay pamphlet, sir, and will have all the top 10 like finance films which they are recommending. And trust me, your interviewer will not go outside that. Those are like the top 10 hai wo. And if you are that interested, or if you're doing CFA or something or whatever, you can even see कि उसमें नीचे लिखा हुआ है कि अच्छा द बिग शॉट, इसका मतलब फिक्स इनकम रीडिंग नंबर 34, रीडिंग नंबर 35, रीडिंग नंबर 37 लिंक्ड है इससे. तो मतलब like I just remember that was there, so it's a good resource for you to get hold of the films, honestly.
Right. Watch
Right.
those. हाँ Shruti.
Maybe, I mean, I was saying the same thing. I was also asked. So I think उस time पे हर्षद मेहता वाली series release हुई थी. So I was asked on that scam कि क्या scam था हर्षद मेहता का and that. So yeah, it's good to, I mean, if you have free time and if you want to, you're frustrated with studying, go and watch a movie on it. It's fun also, and you'll learn something out of it. It's a good
There are a
thing.
lot of Netflix documentaries are
Hmm.
there, right? Again, they're releasing a lot of content. So if you're confused on a topic, so I think chances are if you search it on Netflix, you might get it.
मतलब this is one of those disciplines or areas where honestly movies and documentaries really help. मतलब you cannot say the same thing for data or software, but finance में actually it might help more than reading a book at times. Because God level समझाते हैं वो लोग उसमें, and often ends up entering up into interview question directly.
Yeah. You guys see how this industry is romanticized even in movies. Okay, let's move on. Next question.
Uh, yeah, moving on to the next part. Is there any advice or last minute tips you would like to give to the Janta, or say anything else that we missed in the session today?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure whether this discussion has tilted towards a negative tangent, but again, to all of you, I think this is a very, very nice opportunity that you guys are given to go through this placement process, right? I think you should go ahead and make use of it. And again, it's not something to be scared of, right? So even the interviewers who are gonna sit in front of you, they're not like looking to derail you or degrade you or grill you in some sense. They're just trying to look whether you'll be a good fit working with them or not. I think this is what you need to keep in your mind. And also, it's important. It's an important thing that people miss is that during the interview, you're also evaluating whether you want to work for that company or not. So do have questions, do have queries, ask them what the thing is, right? Do get clarifications. It's not just a one conversation, and I think you should treat it like that. It's a very see the placement these 6 months of placements is basically something. This is again a very steep learning curve, and if you go through it, yeah, you'll know a lot more than you knew going in. So I think you should treat it like that as an opportunity, and it's nothing to be take a lot of stress over or get scared over. Right, have faith in yourself, and I think yeah, you guys do well.
Hmm. Yeah, I would again like to point out that talk to your peers, be in touch with them, जो भी prepare करें for same profiles, try to resonate with them. तू क्या कर रहा है? What have you done in the past days and all. I think me, Sahil, Akash, we used to interact a lot. What's going on? I used to ask so many doubts regarding basic balance sheet, cash flow statement questions to Sahil. So it really helps if you are connected with people. As Surya said, कि stress बहुत होता है. So when you know that a lot of people are there in the same boat with you, so it becomes easier. So yeah, do that, and all the best. Sahil.
Yeah, so I mean, if I remember a couple of very specific things that I might forget otherwise, would be like, say, you'll have a couple like these are like very very specific things, not very general wala stuff. So, for example, you'll have often a question like this: do you want to do higher studies or not? So, this question is like pretty much common. This is called again a question of whether you want to work with us or do you want to study more. Because if you want to study more, we will not hire you right now. That's a very obvious thing. Most people would already know. Is a trap something like जो ट्रैप जैसे जिस ट्रैप में लोग एनएसएस में फंसते हैं ना शुरू में फर्स्ट ईयर में कि लाइक डू यू लाइक एडवेंचर एनएसएस में इसमें टिक मारते हैं और एनएसएस से फंस जाते हैं फिर समथिंग लाइक दैट द इंटरव्यू विल आस्क यू समथिंग लाइक डू यू वांट टू गो फॉर हायर स्टडीज मे बी इन एमबीए और मे बी एमएस इन फाइनेंस एंड यू लाइक कि हाँ हाँ मेरे को दिखाना है पैशन मैं तो दिखाता हूँ पैशन देख तो do not say yes if you are interested in the job. Even if you are wanting to go into higher studies, at least interview में तो मत बोलो कि हाँ मेरे को जाना है higher studies के लिए. And because the interviewer was not born yesterday, he will not accept that answer at face value and he'll ask you क्यों नहीं जाना है? तुम तो interested थे ना field में क्या हुआ उसका? So he'll ask that, okay? कि why not? You're interested in finance, right? So why don't you want to go abroad? So very safe answer is कि like मैं आंसर बोलूंगा तो क्या सब कॉपी पेस्ट कर देंगे सेम आंसर को. So it becomes a very difficult probably at that point. So make up your own answers. It could be an answer related to कि sir, I'm not someone who learns greatly in a classroom atmosphere. I'm someone who learns more with practical experience. That's a very safe answer. You could answer something like, sir, given the kind of financial situation in which my family is, maybe. So mix both of the things and give the answer. इसके आगे he will not ask कि नहीं क्यों नहीं, because ultimately वो चाहता है कि तुम बोलो कि नहीं जाना है. But he does not want to accept it at face value, so he wants a couple of pointers from you maybe कि हाँ इसलिए नहीं जाना है. And those are concrete reasons. उसको दिख जाएगा अगर आप उसको चंपू बनाने आए हो तो वो समझ जाएगा कि हाँ ये झूठ बोल रहा है इसको जा रहा है. जा पाए नहीं जा पाए अलग चीज़ है. That's one thing. ठीक है कि do you want to go for higher studies? That's like a trap question. Make sure you have your answer for it. उसके अलावा I was having one more I wanted to share. I keep forgetting. तो in specific question यही था regarding general funda वगैरह. Trust me, everyone, especially day 1, day 2 वाले जिनका shortlist आ रखा है, like they're like I mean, I don't know about the marginal 10%, but 90%, including me, are bloody scared to death. Okay, so as much as confidence you might have on yourself, पूरा ऐसे धुएं में चला जाता है. As much as you think you are a top shot or a hot gun, कि मेरे को तो ये आता है, मैंने तो ये prepare किया है, वो किया है, everybody is stressed. So don't feel in that sense कि आप एक लौते हो जिसको stress आ रहा है because शायद उसने कुछ पढ़ा नहीं है, confidence नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Trust me. जिसने पढ़ा है उसको भी stress है, जिसने नहीं पढ़ा है उसको भी stress है. तो your having stress is not an indicator of whether you are prepared or not. It's just an indicator of how high the stakes have become now. Okay? So be very pragmatic about it. If you're having stress, it is okay. And it is but real. Stress नहीं आ रहा तो फिर stress आना चाहिए भाई, क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? Trust me. ठीक है ना? कि like I mean, like for most common people, I'm telling you, like if you are really not sure and if you are like, for example, a person like me, typical middle class, not a great support financially, loan है सर पे ये है वो है, and plus you have made a lot of bad choices as well. Your CV is like this or like that. You're not 100% sure कि होगा कि नहीं होगा. There are people who are dead sure कि मेरा होगा. Day 1, day 2, day 3, पहले week में मैं जाऊँगा. I wasn't one of those people. And many people, even if they are in that category, they are not sure कि हम उसमें है कि नहीं है. So when you fall into that kind of a group, remember you're not the only one. Like मुझे याद है मेरा श्रुति का तो definitely like you know like we were like scared as shit कि मतलब भाई नहीं होगा 10 लाख 12 लाख कोई भी जॉब चलेगी ठीक है like we were at that operating at that and then being really honest about it because you will all come to that point so do not doubt your self worth on it कि मतलब मेरे को नहीं आता होगा शायद इसलिए मैं डाउट कर रहा हूँ मैंने कुछ किया ही नहीं है 80% लोगों ने कुछ नहीं किया ठीक है ना so relax so be okay with it and go in with your full fledged like effort मतलब there's no substitute for effort तो मॉक इंटरव्यूज चल रहे हैं legit it's not like कि मेरा क्या बोलते हैं उसको प्लेसमेंट आज से शुरू हो गया है तो जो प्रिपरेशन थी वो उसके पहले थी आई हैव सीन पीपल डूइंग दिस कि उनके सीवी में कुछ लिखा हुआ है एन एंटायर ब्लॉक एंड दे आर कॉलिंग एंड आस्किंग क्या मेरे को समझा सकता है कि क्या लिखा हुआ है उनकी सीवी में लिखा हुआ है वो एंड दे आर कॉलिंग एंड आस्किंग सो एंड उनका होता है legit trust me on this ground so I know people obviously I will not name them I know people who call because they have written something in the CV they're probably not sure about what it means really and they're not fully confident with it या किया भी था तो याद नहीं है ढंग से किया 10 पैसे का था लिख दिया 100 पैसे का तो they're not sure about it and they want some final support they ask support they're not shy in that sense so please go ahead and ask support मैं उसको demean करने के लिए example नहीं दे रहा हूँ I'm telling you an example because that person he was not at all sure कि उसका होगा कि भी नहीं होगा placement and he got in through the first week just because he followed the real process mock interview उसने किए बराबर ठीक है it's something like the exams which you give in your KGP trust me ask yourself do you really think the test whether you know the concept or not it doesn't but does that justify whether you get the marks or not no it doesn't मतलब like in most of the time at least in eco I am pretty sure कि marks का correlation आपके knowledge से बहुत कम होता है ठीक है ये both over here is having great grades and that has little to do with our knowledge of economics and finance at least for the professors taught us it comes from your preparation that you just do like होता है ना एक हफ्ते एक महीने पहले so it is very much the same battle it will happen again just the context will be different placement में हो रहा होगा professor की जगह interviews बैठे होंगे and guidance के लिए books की जगह आप दोस्तों से बात कर रहे होगे mock interviews चल रहा होगा the format will be different but the setup is trust me pretty much the same तो last week बहुत बचा लेता है आपको तो people just keep on doing it like एक इंटरव्यू में फेल होकर के आए हैं कंपनी हो चुकी है कंपनी ने बोल दिया हम आपको नहीं लेंगे उनको पता है वो एडमिट कर चुके थोड़ा बहुत रो लिया धो लिया उसके बाद वो आए हैं एंड देयर वंस अगेन स्टेटिंग अप विद अनदर मॉक इंटरव्यू कि अच्छा यहाँ पे यहाँ हमने मैसअप किया था तो इसको ठीक कर लेते हैं अगले इंटरव्यू के लिए सो दैट इज द प्रोसेस जनरली सो डू नॉट बी लाइक कि डे वन में नहीं हुआ तो क्या बिकॉज डे वन वालों का एक्सपीरियंस एक अलग टाइप का होता है ठीक है ना ऑनेस्टली एंड बाकियों का एक्सपीरियंस एक अलग टाइप का होता है डू नॉट ट्राई टू फोर्स फिट योर एक्सपीरियंस इनटू इट कि उनका डे वन का ऐसा था एक दो बार में ही हो गया था तो obviously that is a marginal 5-10% and getting a day one does not mean you're a rock star or doesn't mean you're a poop तो उससे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है honestly उसका मेरी internship मंथ 1 में भी नहीं हुई थी सेमेस्टर 1 में भी नहीं हुई थी सेमेस्टर 2 में भी होके कैंसिल हो गई थी एंड उसके बाद क्या हुआ था तो it has very little to do with your knowledge or your ability to crack that job ठीक है ना तो डू नॉट ओवर जज योरसेल्फ फालतू में कि स्ट्रेस आ रहा है या ये क्रैक होगा ये नहीं होगा इस इंटरव्यू ने हटा दिया इसका तो हो गया इसको तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं समझता था all those things just go into the bin just focus on your own interviews and keep like practicing for it mock interview CV यही तो होगा puzzle solve करने का legit brain power ही नहीं बचेगा उस टाइम पे तो you'll be flipping between these two mock interview लिया CV prepare किया mock interview लिया CV prepare किया करते गए बस ये बार
Okay.
Yeah,
that
just
was
one
great.
thing that I want to add, just one
Sure.
small thing. कि यार don't take कि एक interview खराब चला गया something, so don't be disheartened because I've seen people who have an amazing profile जिनको बहुत अच्छी knowledge and everything and उनका day one पे लग अच्छा नहीं रहा. I've seen such people, my peers, my friends. So it's okay. Day 2 पे भी बहुत सारी companies है, day 3 पे भी और बहुत अच्छी companies है, बहुत अच्छी profiles है. So don't be disheartened
Yeah.
अगर डे वन पे नहीं होता है या फिर शॉर्टलिस्ट नहीं आ रही है ऐसे भी बहुत लोग थे जिनकी डे वन पे शॉर्टलिस्ट नहीं आ रही सो दे आर बहुत बीटी में आ जाते हैं यार कोई शॉर्टलिस्ट नहीं क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं सो इट्स ओके और बहुत कंपनीज है बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज है एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू ऑल विल बी प्लेस्ड एट अ वेरी डिसेंट प्लेस
Again, so see, for me personally, the biggest resource that KGP has provided me is the people. I'm sure this is the same for all of you. So I'll say use it right and use it right. And apart from this, have faith. That's it.
Okay, that was great. Coming to the conclusion of the seminar.
जैसे यार एक चीज मेरे को याद आई इसने people की बोली मैं भूल जाऊंगा बाद में फिर I wanted to say the two things this was the second thing this is regarding the administrative stuff that happens so a lot of time you will see this happening placement के time पे प्लेस कॉप्स को बेचारों को बहुत गालियां पड़ती है फालतू में ठीक है ना like Like, so this is mostly an administrative problem that happens a lot of times, ठीक है, and that's 90% of the cases. 10% cases में you might claim कि इस प्लेसकॉम ने इसको bias दिया या वो दिया, but that's just 10%. I'll tell you what really happens a lot of time is, especially कोविड का टाइम है, ऑनलाइन हो रहे होंगे सारे प्लेसमेंट्स एंड एवरीथिंग, एक प्लेसकॉम प्रॉब्ली या तो सोया नहीं है या वो लगातार सोया नहीं है 2-3 दिनों से, वो लोग शिफ्ट्स में सो रहे हैं जस्ट बिकॉज यू गेट योर जॉब डन, ठीक है. दैट्स द कॉन्टेक्स्ट इन विच दे आर राइट नाउ, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, व्हाट मैं डिफेंड करने के लिए नहीं कह रहा हूँ, आई एम टेलिंग द रिजॉल्व आउट ऑफ इट. सो व्हाट विल हैपन इज, कई बार क्या होगा, उनको पता चल गया है कि प्रॉबेबली इसका नहीं हुआ है या उसका हो गया है, या फिर ये एक्स्ट्रा सीट्स खाली हुई हैं या ये हुआ है, वो दे वुड बी मच मोर इन टच विद द इंटायर गिमिक्स ऑफ द इंटायर थिंग कि ये स्टेट ऑफ अफेयर्स चल रहे हैं. And this happens a lot in advance before that thing can finally reach to you via ERP. ठीक है, तो we are not discussing over here कि ERP में real time क्यों नहीं भेज रहे हो, we just understand the logistics of it. Come on. तो जो सपोर्ट आपको डायरेक्टली उसको कॉल करके मिलेगा वो ERP में एक चुपचाप प्यारे से बच्चे बन के बैठने से नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है. सो डो नॉट बी लाइक कि मैं एक भी प्लेसकॉम को जानता नहीं हूँ या बहुत ही थर्ड पार्टी के वाया जानता हूँ, तो हाउ विल आई नो इट, मैं तो बात करूंगा नहीं, मेरा ईगो हट हो जाएगा, गॉड नोज व्हाट. And you're sitting and waiting for ERP to show you a proper notice, because I remember मेरे Morgan Stanley का वैकेंसी की वजह से शॉर्टलिस्ट आया था, and I'm saying this because because of a vacancy created I got a shortlist in and I was in like the waiting list में top 2 में, तो वो waiting list ऊपर चली गई. If I had waited for the proper notice of ERP to come in and tell me, तो वो दिन के एंड में आया था, मतलब जब मुझे पता चल चुका था मैं प्लेस्ड हो चुका हूँ, उसके एंड में आया था कि मेरा शॉर्टलिस्ट निकला है मॉर्गन स्टैनली में बिकॉज ऑफ वेटिंग लिस्ट. So the time lag can often be so huge and so humongous. So the resolve out of it is you stay connected with the placecoms. अब होगा क्या सेकंड स्टेप में, you are trying to connect with them. कई बार वो रूड हो जाएंगे, कई बार फोन नहीं उठाएंगे, कई बार बिजी आ रहा होगा, कई बार रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करेंगे, कई बार जिस तरह होता है ना ऑनलाइन दिख रहे हैं लेकिन रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहे हैं. That's because that person is busy somewhere else. And he's not the only person. और भी प्लेसकॉम्स हैं, उनसे बात करो. तो these are like practical things. यहाँ पे बीच में जबरदस्ती ईगो ला करके या बंदे को जज करके do not spoil your entire verbatim or the process of your placements. ठीक है, तो this is a very very practical thing that happens a lot of times. I've seen this happening. They're like, मेरा दोस्त बताएगा तो ठीक है, मैं प्लेसकॉम से तो नहीं पूछूंगा, वो बंदा ऐसा है, वो बंदा, भाई तेरे को क्या कर रहा है, बंदे शादी करनी है क्या बंदे से, अपने काम से काम रख, वो अपना काम करने की ट्राई कर रहा है, तेरे को कुछ हेल्प चाहिए उसको फोन कर, वो नहीं उठा रहा, दूसरे बंदे को फोन कर. सो बी वेरी वेरी मैकेनिकल एंड प्रैक्टिकल अबाउट इट, ठीक है. डो नॉट ट्राई टू बी वेरी वेरी सिम्बायोटिक कि नहीं यार मैं इमोशनल हो गया, बंदे ने कैसे बोल दिया, तो भाई वो सोया नहीं है, चिल्लाएगा ऑब्वियसली, कुछ रैंडम सी बात 2 बार पूछेगा उससे तो. And all of this, I'm not a police cop. Okay, a lot of my friends are there, and at times a lot of shit happens. So I want to make sure कम से कम इसका थोड़ा कम हो. At least you get out of the resolve easily compared to फालतू का बहुत सारा frustration just because the communication gap was there. So if the communication gap is there, you have the onus to ask them. उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है कि हर एक बंदे को फोन कर करके बोलेंगे 150 की शॉर्टलिस्ट है, ये काम रह गया, हर एक को बोलते रहेंगे. They'll probably send it to someone through ERP में डाल देना. अब उस थर्ड पार्टी ने या ERP के स्टाफ ने डाला है कि नहीं डाला है, इतना फॉलोअप लेने बैठेगा कौन अब. तो अंडरस्टैंड द लॉजिस्टिक्स एंड द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ इट, स्पेशली इन एन ऑनलाइन प्लेसमेंट सिनेरियो, एंड डू कीप बीइंग इन टच विद योर प्लेसकॉम्स, इफ नॉट 1, इफ नॉट 2, 3 और 4, व्हाटएवर. जो जवाब दे दो बढ़िया. कई बार कुछ लोग हम्बल हो रहे हैं किसी आवर में, कई बार कुछ और लोग हम्बल हो रहे हैं किसी आवर में, कई बार कोई रूड हो रहा है, कई बार कोई रूड हो रहा है. इट्स ओके. सो बी लाइक अ मैच्योर पर्सन व्हेन यू आर गोइंग थ्रू द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पार्ट ऑफ इट, ठीक है ना. दैट्स द ओनली थिंग, एंड ऑफ कोर्स ऑल द बेस्ट. प्लीज.
Okay, thank you. Coming to the conclusion of the seminar, first we would like to thank all the panelists, Suyash, Shruti and Sahil, for giving us their valuable time and sharing all the valuable insight with us today. We would also like to thank the audience for being so pleasant and active during this seminar. That's it from our side. I hope the seminar proves helpful for all of you. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.
Bye guys, all the best.
Thank you, all the best everyone.
Bye guys, all the best. See you.
Yeah.